Nothing much. Kurt Lauderdale here, talk a little PGA. I know you're going to run to baseball practices, and I love hearing that because it's finally nice up here, but I know you're down there, and summer's here, thank God, which means PGA. A lot of people don't realize the season starts. When's the season start? October or something? I don't even know.
It's a wrap-around. It's year-round pretty much, man.
Yeah.
It's all around. They go all year now.
Right. So this week, talk to me a little bit what to look for this week, and then we'll maybe get into, as far as course or whatever. You have your way, man. Do your thing, and I'll chime in.
This week, actually, I'll just throw it out there. Normally, I never get down on a heavy favorite, but I honestly think Spieth is he'll be right there at the end of this week. There's a few other guys. Harris English, I like him this week. Patrick Reed, he hasn't been in very good form lately at all, but I think he might fare pretty well. Go ahead and just throw it out there. We got him as a top 10. Patrick Reed finished in the top 10 at, I think it's like plus 270 at 5 dimes. We went ahead and played that one.
In the top 10, yeah.
And I got a couple guys that generally what I do is I ride guys or I fade a few. Like Weisberger, I've faded him the last few tournaments and done well in head-to-head.
Yep.
Last year, we rode Kevin Kisner pretty hard last year, and we had a lot of success with him. Cameron Tringale is another one. He's out of California that I like. He's one of the younger guys that doesn't get very much recognition, but he can play. He can really play.
So tell me this, like when you're betting head-to-head, do you normally try, obviously you'd like to take the money line, but is there a cutoff limit, and will you play the minus half if you're pretty confident with it, or do you tend to leave?
I do every once in a while, man, but honestly, I don't play a lot of favorites in those.
Right.
I usually, before each tournament, I pick 3 guys to win for my guy, and that's it.
Yep.
Last year was amazing. We hit 7 outright, which is unheard of. That was crazy. That won't happen again. But this year we've hit 1 thus far this season. I generally pick 3 guys to win. Then I'll pick 3 or 4 matchups for the entire tournament. And then what I'll do is I'll watch the first round, and I won't. Sometimes I'll do 1 first round matchup, but generally I'll kind of get a feel for stuff, and then I'll play like 1 or 2 plays for each round after that first round.
Right, and say if it's a course that has 2 courses going, you might wait till the weekend to start betting that type of thing. You more of a, right.
Exactly. That's how Palm Beach was. There's a few of them.
Yeah.
Last week we had a good week. We hit Danny Willett.
Yeah.
Top 5 finish plus 1,200, and we had Bubba, but Adam Scott pulled it out at the end, so we weren't on him. But we had a decent week.
Yeah, this week's a little short, right? As far as big names,
it's a course that the long hitters really don't have that big advantage on the shorter guys. So I don't even know a guy like Justin Leonard. I don't even know if he's in the field this week. But
right,
Jordan Spieth's not long by any means. But I just got a feeling that once that putter gets going again, I got a feeling he's gonna be right there this week.
Right. Now a lot of guys had to change their putt. Like they totally eliminated that big long putter now, right? You can't putt with that.
Yeah, you can't anchor. They call it anchor. You can't have the putter like secured against your belly or any part of your body.
Right.
Adam Scott. A lot of the seniors do it. Adam Scott did it for years, and everybody thought it was really gonna really affect him, but the damn guy's won the last 2 tournaments.
I'll tell you.
Obviously, he figured it out.
Yeah, we hit him a couple weeks ago. That was our first one of the year. I tend to, what I like to do? I take 4 guys, but I also play them in the first round. And, I know, notoriously, say, Dustin Johnson, he's more of a front runner, you know what I mean? He blows it on Saturdays. Do you ever do the first round, or you just sort of...
It's funny you said that, man. Last season, we had DJ first round. He's like plus 2,200. I want to say it was at the U.S. Open. I can't remember what tournament it was.
Yeah.
It was one of the larger ones, and we hit that.
Yeah.
And last week, I actually had Bruce Klepka up there. He didn't do it, but he's another one that usually comes out and fires low first day or so.
Yeah, he had the lead until someone later in the day passed him. I remember that because I think I was on that too. But I like the first rounds because you get better odds than for the tournament. But I mean, obviously it's one round, but still, you see certain guys that go on a streak of like 4 or 6 weeks where they're playing really good in the first couple rounds, and then it is what it is. But all right, so
I think Will McKenzie, if I'm not mistaken, it was him. I mean, he's been coming out pretty strong the first 2 days, also. If I'm not mistaken, I think. And Ches Reedy's another one.
Right. So let's put this in perspective just to make numbers easier. Say our listeners, they bet $100 a unit on just like a basketball game or something, right? What are you suggesting for them to put on these futures, like to win the tournaments? I know the matchups might be regular, because it's might be a unit play, but
I tell all my guys, man, I at the most a half, but rarely, it's usually an eighth to a quarter, man. I'm taking into money management, and I've learned my lesson. I've been doing it a long time, and I've got in and out of how gambling is. I've kind of learned now.
Yeah.
There's no sense in throwing $100 on a 30-1 shot. I mean,
right. That's what I tell people.
Last year, I had a guy actually, a guy off Twitter, and we had Ricky Fowler 50-1 to win the TPC. Yeah. And that Joker had $100 on him, man.
It's crazy.
I was like, oh man, I only had like $15 on him.
Right, and that's what I tell people. Say your unit's $100. Do it to win a unit. You know what I mean? Like, say he's 50-1. Do it so you win one unit. Yeah, you might want to. When you hit a big long shot, you like to get paid big. But the idea is risk the minimal amount to win. Your unit or whatever it is. You don't need to.
And guys don't realize. It's hard to pick a top 10 guy, much less an outright winner. I mean, you're talking about 120-something guy field generally.
Yep.
It's not an easy thing to do. That's why last year when I was running so good and I hit 7, I had guys getting pissed off and we wouldn't hit one. And I'm like, man, this isn't normal that we're doing this. You understand?
Right. Exactly. All right. So before I let you go, give us your, if you have one, the best matchup of the weekend you think, or I know you talked about it earlier, but the one person to bet on in matchups and the one person maybe to fade. I know it depends on who they're playing, but you know what I mean. Yeah,
I mean, if you play Speed, I think they have him paired up. I can't remember who they have him paired up, but he's like minus 130. 140 for the tournament. I can't remember who. Five Dimes had him against 2 guys, and honestly, I'm driving right now. I don't remember exactly, but I think that's a pretty solid bet.
Stenson and Willett.
Excuse me?
Stenson and Willett. They're up against there. He's up against. I'm sure there's more too. Yeah.
Either one.
All right. And you're saying for the tournament, right? Not for the first round, obviously.
Yeah, I would do it for the tournament.
Okay, all right. And
somebody's looking for the top 10. I'd throw Patrick Reed in there. Harris English is another one that I think is going to have a real good week this week. I think both of them will.
How about a big long shot?
Huh?
You got any big long shots yet that you might just throw a couple bucks on?
I like Cameron Tringali, man. I think top 10. I think he's 9-1.
Yeah.
I like him. Yeah, I like Ches Reedy, top 10 also. I think he's 9-1 also at 5-9.
9-1 for the top 10. That's not bad. That's not bad at all.
Yeah, I think either one of them could speak up in there. Sure. They're both capable.
Excellent. Do you do fantasy as well or no? Have you ever gotten into that yet?
A little bit last year. Yeah. I tried it, and I just with all the stuff I got going on.
Dude, believe me, I know.
And the other. I think I did it a few times at DraftKings.
Yeah, I hear you. The last thing I do daily fantasy baseball too, and it's so crazy. I get so sick of it, and but I hear you. But what do you think about making this a weekly thing? I don't want you to have to come on and give out your client plays and stuff like that. So we'll work on something where we'll just talk. And figure something out.
I tell you, man, I would love to, and I know you bet golf too. And what I'd like to do is get some guys to And that's why I put out that promo this week, only $19 for the weekend, just to kind of get a taste of it.
Yeah.
You know, and just kind of see. I mean, I've had plenty of guys, man, they're like, I don't bet golf. I had one guy last week, he signed up. He's like, man, I can't even get away from my TV. I'm glued to my TV. I was like, people don't realize it you know, and here's another thing, real quick. You bet on a baseball game, you bet on a football game, you know, it's going to be over 2, 3, 4 hours.
Right.
You have action, you get down on a PGA head-to-head matchup, you know, for one unit, whatever it is for you, $100. You got 4 days of action on a bet. You know, now some guys may not want their money tied up, but then, you know, if you have a halfway decent bankroll, I mean, to me, I enjoy it. And everybody that signs up with me and does it, they really seem to, they get hooked on it. They really do.
I agree with you. If you like golf, or if you don't, you know, if you can stand watching it, if you bet on it, it is so much different and so much better to watch a golf tournament. Like, you just glued to your TV, like you said, especially this last Sunday with that course and everything going on there. I mean, it was good golf, and it's like you said, it's just good stuff.
You had some guy, I was praying, you know, Scott was behind the tree on 18, and he almost hit the wall. I was playing for a playoff. You know, it can put you out, you know, give you the same little rush as anything else does.
I don't know how about they had the camera show it go over the little cliff. You think it's in the water, and they show that they pan it out, and somehow it stays up. I could not believe that.
He hit a beautiful shot out of there.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful shot. So,
he did.
Hell, he deserved to win.
He did. All right, man. I appreciate it. I'll let you run. We'll do this again Wednesday, and you know, obviously, if anything ever comes up, you know, we can do it. Maybe when the big tournaments come up, we can even do a quick segment each day during the weekend and stuff.
That sounds great, man. I really appreciate y'all letting me come on, man.
All right, man. Have a good one, and have fun at baseball practice there with your son.
I will. You take care.
All right, man. Bye. All right, Kurt Lauderdale. Follow him on Twitter, @Kurt Lauderdale. Good stuff. Good guy, man. Real good guy. And like he said, if you try him out, I mean, I give my stuff for free because I don't know it that. Like, I'm not going to pretend that I know a ton about golf. You know, in some weeks I might get lucky, but for $20 you can't beat it. And if you look at him, I mean, he's making money. You're not going to hit a winner all the time, like he said, but when you do, they pay really well. And in the head-to-head matchups, you do great. For $20, it's definitely worth the shot. I would check it out. So go check him out, and you know, see what you like. So let's get back into it here. Let me check some scores. So we pushed on that one, right? We got NC State hanging tough. Let's hope. I hope Stanford doesn't make a run. I really do. And we got a game coming up shortly. Any games you guys want to talk about, hit me up on the chat box. Let me plug in this. Let's get some better sound out of this. Quick question. Someone give me a closing song. Give me a closing song today. You know what I love? I don't get, because I see the listeners, and I know they all listen to my show. You guys aren't very active on my chat box. I don't know what's up with that. Some days you are, but some days, like, you sit there, and it's like, it's weird. It's like, hello, is anybody out there? But someone give me some a song to go by. PSG gets a goal, 2-1. That's fucking fantastic. Anyway, so let's get into some more games here as we get into the Mountain West or whatever else. Buzz, what's going on, Buzz? What's up, Buzz? Wind beneath my wings. I like that. You know, I know what I was going to do. I know what I got to do. All right. So, as far as futures, and what I want to talk about, and I know, while I put this up, I talked about it before, but especially in these big conferences where the 1 and 2 seeds are, you know, under 4-1, like crazy, stupid odds, right? There's nothing worth betting that. You're better off betting each one, parlaying it. You know, bet one parlay, an open parlay, you'll make more money on it. It's just, don't do it to yourself taking these short odds. Unless if you get a team like, I don't know, Arkansas Little Rock, right? Where all they have to do, if they win their first tournament game, they're in the final. So they only need to win 2 games to win their tournament, right? And say that they're, I don't know, say they're
plus 150. That might be worth it because obviously there'll be heavy favorites where if you parlay them, you're not going to get plus money. That I can understand. But a team that has to win 3 or 4 or 5 games